Picture this: Gotham City in flames, a ruthless mob war tearing through the streets, and one man, Oswald Cobblepot, caught in the middle, fighting for his life. Betrayal, vengeance, and bloodshed at every turn. If you thought the Penguin was dark before, Episode 5 just took things to a whole new level. But will Oz survive the rising tide? Let's dive into the madness and find out. Welcome back, Gothamites. I don't know about you, but Episode 5 of The Penguin left me breathless. If you thought last week's episode brought the heat, then you've barely scratched the surface. Sofia Falcone has made her bloody move. Oz has upped the ante, and the city is on the verge of a mob war unlike anything we've seen before. This is a recap you won't want to miss as we break down every betrayal, every fiery showdown, and every chilling moment that brought us to the brink. Let's dive deep into The Penguin Episode 5, Homecoming. Sofia's Arkham backstory and her return. Let's kick things off with a quick refresher. In the previous episode, we were given a flashback to Sofia Falcone's darker days. Before she became the calculating, ruthless mob boss we know today, she was a woman deeply affected by her father's twisted legacy. We learned about her decade-long stay in Arkham Asylum after being framed by her own father, Carmine Falcone. Imagine spending 10 years in Gotham's infamous madhouse, knowing the man responsible is living freely outside those walls. That's enough to turn anyone into a monster, and Sofia is no exception. By the time she's released, Sofia has evolved from the guilt-ridden daughter to the cold-blooded operator who will stop at nothing to dismantle the very empire her father built. And that's exactly what she did last episode, murdering most of the Falcone family with lethal precision. It's a massacre that left Gotham in shock, and this week, she takes her final steps to claim her throne. At the start of Episode 5, we find Sofia right after the events of that massacre. The smoke is still clearing, and she's already preparing her next move. The episode wastes no time in showing us that Sofia's trauma has been weaponized, and she's ready to use it. Her father's death wasn't enough. This is about burning the Falcone name to the ground for good. Oz's deadly negotiation and Taj's brutal fate. Meanwhile, Oz has his hands full, quite literally. We catch up with him and Vic as they burn his beloved purple Maserati, a symbolic gesture for leaving his past behind and moving towards something darker. It's a raw moment, and it sets the tone for the rest of the episode. Oz has bigger problems now, namely the Maronis. Oz's plan this episode revolves around the young Maroni heir, Taj. After kidnapping Taj, Oz uses him as leverage to get back the stolen bliss, a powerful drug that could fuel his empire for years. But this isn't a straightforward hostage exchange. No, that wouldn't be Oz's style. In one of the episode's most tense scenes, Oz arranges a meeting with Sal Maroni and his wife, Nadia, at Blackgate. He's got a Polaroid of Taj beaten to a pulp, and he's not above using their son as a pawn in this deadly game. The back-and-forth negotiation is chilling. You can feel the hatred brewing under the surface as Sal accuses Oz of playing a dangerous game with their family. But Oz? He's cool as ever, ensuring them that Taj will be fine, as long as they hand over the bliss. But if you've been watching The Penguin long enough, you know things are never that simple. The actual exchange happens later, in a parking garage, and this is where things take a turn for the gruesome. Oz brings Taj out, soaked in gasoline. The Maronis think they've outsmarted him, bringing extra men to the deal. But Oz is always one step ahead. The firefight is quick and brutal, and just when you think Taj might make it out alive, Oz lights a match and sets the young Maroni and his mother on fire. It's a shocking moment, one that leaves no doubt about how far Oz is willing to go. And remember, this is only the first half of the episode. Sofia's interrogation of Viti and the revelation about her mother. While Oz is busy igniting chaos, Sofia's story takes an even darker turn. She's back at her family's burial site, standing over the graves of her ancestors. But this is no somber moment of reflection. She's there to torture Johnny Vitti, one of the few surviving members of the Falcone family. Tied up, gagged, and doused in freezing water, Vitti is helpless as Sofia demands answers about her father's hidden wealth. But what we get isn't just a conversation about money. It's a revelation that shakes Sofia to her core. Vitti reveals that her mother, Isabella, wasn't the submissive wife everyone thought she was. In fact, she had plans to leave Carmine Falcone the night she died. Isabella stayed to protect her children, but in the end, it cost her everything. Sofia's response is chilling. She accuses Vitti of lying, choking him in a rage we haven't seen from her before. But when Vitti offers to help her find her father's hidden fortune, we get a glimpse of the power struggle within her. She's so desperate for control, for revenge, that she's willing to entertain Vitti's pleas for survival. But only for a moment. With Vitti dead, Sofia makes her next big move. She renounces the Falcone name altogether and embraces her mother's maiden name, Gigante. In a brutal speech to her remaining men, she declares her father's legacy over. She promises them wealth and power, but only if they pledge their loyalty to her. And let's be honest, after what she just did to Vitti, who would dare refuse? Oz's desperate search for safety and his mother's decline. On the other side of the city, Oz is in damage control mode. After the bloody parking garage showdown, he knows he's on borrowed time. The Maronis are coming for him, and he needs a safe place to regroup. That's where Crown Point comes in. An abandoned and decaying part of Gotham that's perfect for hiding in plain sight. Oz's relationship with his mother, Frances, takes center stage in this segment. Vic finds her in their old home, her mind slipping further into dementia. It's heartbreaking to see Oz, the man who's always in control, helpless when it comes to his mother's decline. When he arrives to collect her, there's a brief moment of vulnerability. Oz, the ruthless mobster, apologizes to his mother for everything that's gone wrong. But don't be fooled. Oz's softer side is fleeting. Soon he's back to business, using Crown Point's abandoned trolley station as his new base of operations. This isn't just a hideout, it's a strategic gold mine. The station gives him access to all of Gotham, a perfect hub for his drug trade. But as always, nothing stays calm for long. Just as Oz is starting to settle in, the power cuts out, leaving him and Vic in the dark. It's a literal and metaphorical signal of the storm that's brewing. The Gigante Maroni Alliance and the coming war. And now, for the biggest twist of the episode, Sofia and Sal Maroni join forces. That's right, two of Gotham's most dangerous families are putting aside their differences to take down Oz once and for all. In a remote cabin, Sal is grieving the loss of his wife and son, drowning in guilt and alcohol. But Sofia barges in with a proposition he can't refuse. Sofia declares that the Falcone name is dead, and with it, any old loyalties to her father's enemies. She offers Sal a deal, form an alliance with the Gigantes, take down Oz, and split Gotham between them. Sal, initially hesitant, eventually agrees. After all, Sofia's right. Oz is the bigger threat now, and together, they might just be able to destroy him. This alliance changes everything. Oz has been playing both sides against each other, but now with Sofia and Sal united, he's the one caught in the crosshairs. The episode ends with Sofia solidifying her power, and we can only imagine the carnage that's about to follow in the episodes to come. The future of Gotham. So where does this leave us? Sofia Gigante has cemented her position as Gotham's new crime lord, and with the Maronis at her side, Oz is facing his most dangerous challenge yet. The city is teetering on the edge of a full-scale mob war, and it feels like no one, not even Oz, will come out unscathed. With only a few episodes left, the Penguin is setting the stage for an explosive finale. Will Oz manage to outsmart Sofia and Sal? Or is this the end of his bloody reign? We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, Gotham is about to get a lot darker. If you're as hooked on this show as I am, hit Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. We've got more breakdowns, theories, and Easter egg hunts coming your way. Until then, stay safe, Gothamites, and I'll see you next time.